Our top story this morning, a man was rushed to the hospital following an early morning shooting on Billings South Side. Police were called to the area of Murphy Avenue and Calhoun Lane just after 2:30 this morning. There they found a man with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to a local hospital by ambulance and his current condition is unknown. Police are focusing their investigation on the alley behind 742 Calhoun Lane. Several shell casings were discovered there, and they believe that's where the shooting took place. A man who lives on Murphy Avenue told Q2 he heard 3 gunshots and went outside to investigate. He said that's when he saw the victim walking and collapse on Murphy Avenue. Dispatch had also received reports of gunshots heard in the area around that same time. No one has been taken into custody, and the shooting is under investigation. In Molt, crews battled flames overnight on a wildfire that broke out Thursday evening. Changing weather patterns slowed the fire's growth by 11 p.m. An exact size has yet to be declared, but it was estimated at several hundred acres. The fire is located north of the intersection of Buffalo Trail and Lip Roads. When Molt Fire arrived on scene, they immediately called for mutual aid and got assistance from 8 local agencies. It was burning rugged terrain and no structures were threatened. An official cause hasn't been declared, but there was a weather disturbance in the area and several onlookers said they saw lightning. The firefight was expected to continue into this morning. And yesterday morning's fire on the Billings Rims burned 325 acres. Yellowstone County DES says that all indications point to a dry lightning strike as the cause of the blaze. It was called in around 4 a.m. and firefighters had it contained by 9 a.m. About 40 firefighters from multiple agencies battled the flames south of Shorey Road just off of Highway 3. According to Lieutenant Kent O'Donnell, a landowner played a huge role in containing the fire.
One of the local landowners, Steve Selmer, quick thinking, jumped in a large tractor with a disc and was able to start a fire line to the south of the fire, which was a big, huge bonus to knock that down and have a little bit of a barrier while fire is trying to get set up and start suppression.
Lieutenant O'Donnell tells us he expects fire restrictions to be issued in the coming days. Interstate 94 east of Billings turned into a runway for a small airplane last night. The small Cessna aircraft was apparently running low on fuel when it opted to land on the highway. The pilot was able to land safely about 3 miles east of Billings between Lockwood and Huntley. There were no injuries reported and traffic was not delayed. In court news, the Montana Attorney General plans to ask the U.S. Supreme Court to intervene in a Billings rape case that dates back 31 years. The case involves the rape of an 8-year-old girl in 1987. Jimmy Ray Bromgard of Billings was convicted of the crime and spent 15 years in prison before DNA evidence proved his innocence. After Bromgard was released from prison, he sued the state, eventually winning a $3.5 million settlement. In 2014, a new suspect emerged when the same DNA evidence that exonerated Bromgard implicated 57-year-old Ronald Tipton of White Sulphur Springs. Tipton was then charged with 3 counts of rape, but last month those charges were dismissed when the Montana Supreme Court ruled the statute of limitations had expired. Now Attorney General Tim Fox wants the U.S. Supreme Court to review the case. DOJ spokesman John Barnes tells MTM the Attorney General has until October 3rd to file a petition asking the High Court to accept the case. If the court agrees, Barnes says oral arguments will then be scheduled. A Carnival worker has been arrested after he allegedly assaulted 2 women at the Montana State Fair in Great Falls. Roberto Garcia has been charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor sexual assault. Garcia was arrested for a second time Thursday morning after a second victim came forward. Court documents state Great Falls Police Department Detective Katie Cunningham says as she and her child were getting ready to ride the speedway, Garcia sexually assaulted her as he adjusted her seatbelt. Garcia is no longer allowed on the grounds of the Montana Expo Park. Don Hansen, president of Thomas Carnival, says Garcia has worked for the company for 2 seasons with no complaints or issues. Hansen says the company is cooperating with the Sheriff's Department as the investigation unfolds. Thomas Carnival is the same company that provides the midway rides for Montana Fair in Billings August 10th through the 18th, but since Garcia is prohibited from leaving Cascade County, he will not be allowed to work Montana Fair. Garcia is set to make his initial court appearance later today. Well, we have more details on the crash that killed a man Wednesday night in Park County. The victim has been identified as 49-year-old Jody Lee Laird of Immigrant. The Montana Highway Patrol said Laird was driving south of Livingston when he failed to navigate a curve, causing his truck to roll down an embankment. Laird was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say he was not wearing a seatbelt and alcohol is a suspected factor. Laird was the only person in the vehicle. The Bozeman community is stepping up to support Gallatin County Sheriff Deputy Jim Anderson and his family following last weekend's fatal boating accident. That accident took the life of Jim's wife Angie, and their teenage son James is still missing. The Gallatin County Sheriff's Office has set up a GoFundMe page for the Anderson family to help with expenses. Montana State President Waded Cruzado said Anderson's daughter Nicole has been gifted a 4-year tuition, including room and board at MSU, where she will start as a freshman this fall. Meanwhile, in Park County, the search for James continues with the help of law enforcement and volunteers from across the state. Before we take a break, for many cancer patients, getting to medical appointments could be a matter of life and death. That's why the American Cancer Society runs a program providing free rides for patients. As CBS's Chris Martinez tells us, the program is now getting an extra lift.
Thank you. So we're going to walk to my car over there.
Okay. Twice a week, Albert Nanez travels about a half hour from home for his cancer treatments. He was diagnosed with multiple myeloma 2 years ago.
Multiple myeloma is a cancer of the blood inside the bone marrow of your bones.
Albert is unable to drive himself, so he relies on others to make sure he never misses a treatment. So he turned to the American Cancer Society's Road to Recovery, a program that pairs patients with volunteer drivers.
There are cancer patients needing rides every day.
Ryan Okita says the numbers show how vital that need is. Last year alone, Road to Recovery provided 340,000 rides nationwide for around 20,000 cancer patients to or from treatment, thanks to about 10,000 volunteer drivers.
Family members and friends aren't always available, so our Road to Recovery program really helps these cancer patients to get to treatment when there's no other way to get there.
Now the program is getting a boost thanks to Lyft. The ride-sharing company is providing rides for patients in 9 cities and New Jersey, with plans to expand. The American Cancer Society pays for the ride. Albert says without the help,
So I would have missed a lot of appointments.
one less worry as he continues his fight. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Burbank, California.
The American Cancer Society says they're always looking for volunteers to help with patient rides. If you're interested, you can sign up on their website at cancer.org.